Welcome to Beyond Belief, the art of strange mentalism. With your host, Tommy Burnett. This week's special guest is Manuel Luarté. And now your host, Tommy Burnett.
Oh man, I love that laugh. Anyway, Doug is here. Welcome back to Beyond Belief, the art of strange mentalism with me, Tommy Burnett. We have a great guest today. He's making a big name for himself all around the world, and the more I learn about him, the more impressed I am by him. So we'll bring him out in a second. We met at a sort of a private online group with the AMI, and he talked about his latest project called The Seer, and it's a remarkable idea, and his book has sold over 500 copies and still going. And again, a very impressive young man, and his name is, like you said in the info, Manuel Luarté. Please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, Tommy.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
so good having you here. And once again, I apologize for using a photo of you from like 12 years ago.
Very young. Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah.
I was just trying to keep the youth,
Yeah,
youth.
you keep me younger. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's really good to see you and talk to you again. We were supposed to meet up when you were here in New York.
Yeah, I was in New York for a few days. I tried to meet up, but it was so much things to do, so
Yeah.
so little time. I couldn't make it.
Yeah, well, and then I had a family matter that had to be taken care of. But I'm so glad that you are able to be here today with us. And you're coming here from Poland. You're in Warsaw, yes?
Yeah, now I'm in Warsaw because it's the city where my wife is from. So we
Yeah.
came here to visit from time to time.
Yeah. And you've been traveling a lot recently. Is that part of like a tour that you're doing, or is it like for fun?
Well, it's always mix of both.
Yeah.
Always mix of both because we actually decided to go to China. Last year, I was invited to China to a special secret gathering. So I was one of the guests. I went there, and after this gathering, me and another group of mentalists, magicians, we were like going through different cities.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was going to China, I was expecting to find this place with not too many things, like very rough, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
very poor. And I found the complete opposite. It was mind-blowing how advanced everything was, how the cars were impeccable, how everything was working perfectly, and how I saw people being so happy. and that calls
Mm-hmm.
a lot my attention. So we decide this year to go again. And as soon as we say to people, hey, I'm going again to
Mm-hmm.
China, they start to invite me like, hey, come here to do a lecture in Shanghai and in Beijing
As
and
we
in
say,
Guangzhou
hey, I'm going.
and in the different places. So at the end, we did a small tour of like 5 cities around Asia, China, Hong Kong, and also Taiwan. And that was just before going to US.
Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
Yeah. And
Uh,
traveling in between, relaxing in
yeah,
between. It's
sure.
like
Yeah,
mix of both always.
sure. Yeah. Um, Sorry about the little noise before. I'm trying to make sure it's actually streaming, and it is. So, Rolf Hacker, who usually is here in the audience, is uh, watching on Facebook, and he says hello from Germany. So, hi, Rolf. Good that you're here watching. Um, so I suspect a lot of people who don't know already want to know what what the fear is about. Can you can you talk a little bit about that without like
Yeah,
giving
of course, of
it
course.
away? Yeah.
Yes. So I moved to London maybe 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in the middle of COVID. So then 60 years ago. Middle of COVID, there is nothing around. I am roaming about on the city, completely empty. And just when COVID was about to finish, I found a magician who was member of the Magic Circle,
Mm-hmm.
and I joined to the Magic Circle, and I found so many friends and so many people. And when I start to show my stuff, they asked me, show me your things. I said, what do you do? And for some reason, I remember I felt like I couldn't show the things I was doing before because they didn't resonate with me anymore.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
They somehow during COVID, like I changed, and these
Mm-hmm.
things I used to do don't feel good.
Yeah.
And in between that, we were with some friends going to the street. We tried to do magic or mentalism on the street. I saw them so easily doing magic, like take a card, and I wanted to do something similar with mentalism, and I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I wanted to do something more genuine with mentalism. And at that point, I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And I remember I had a coin in my pocket, and because at that time I didn't speak it well, I speak any
Right.
English much, so
Yeah.
I just do like this to someone, and the person immediately understood.
Right.
They had to pick a hand, you know. And when
Yeah.
they lose, I can give them the coin, and they start to play the game. So that was easy and was interesting to go into, and that made me get very interested into the witch hand plots.
Right. Right.
So I start to explore many different ways to the witch hand, and then I face a question. The question was, sometimes when I do an anagram or when I do something else, sometimes I use people's reactions to get information.
Sure. Yeah.
The classic example is when Darren Brown used to do like think of a card like King of Diamonds, King of
Right.
Diamonds, King of
Yeah.
Diamonds,
Yeah.
and this repeating thing. If you react, is a revelation. If you
Right.
don't
Yeah.
react, we continue.
Yeah.
So I start to play with that idea, the hanging statements idea,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I start to get obsessed with that idea because I have been even before moving to London, I have been training professionals in communication. I have been training from professors, teachers to CEOs, like all range of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew about micro expressions, I knew about body language, but I never used it on my performances.
Right.
Not really. Maybe in the theme, but not in the real
Right.
way. So hanging statements was like a way for me to approach to that a bit, to use really the reactions, the body language a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that concept and I stretched it as much as I could. At the end, on the seer, what people find is they find the witch hand routine that have like many faces, and many of the faces are directly reading someone's reactions to know where is the coin.
Mm.
And at the end, you can make it someone else to guess the who have where is the hand of the coin. You start betting one sandwich and you end up earning 64 sandwiches. So it's like a good it's a nice routine, but for me it's just the beginning,
Right.
because then I have a routine for a card divination, which also is simple and is nice. But then I start to deconstruct all the different ways to how to use real reactions, how
Mm-hmm.
to trigger reaction, how to prepare the people to react, what to do if the person is not reacting, what to do if you get something wrong or you get a wrong reading, and all the different steps, the coded in all these phases. And then I start to do an exploration of what if I can take this to a different level. And I start to explore in the book a way to do a birth divination with no props, just using reactions, nothing else.
Mm.
So it's for me the closest to mind reading possible, because
Yeah.
I am actually reading the people's reaction and expressions and behavior to know what is their date of birth.
Wow.
And many times we think, oh, the body language is only for emotions, but actually there is a way to transform that and decode it to get information, real information.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a birth divination there. The only problem is it's only a problem for when people are watching. When there is one-on-one, is perfect because it's like a reading. But when there are people watching, it might be too long. So I have also a shortened way to get star sign very fast, and then I explore different ways of how to do Q&A with this, how to do readings with this, and
Mm-hmm.
and for me the most important thing is to how to make this part of your intuition,
Right.
because I feel intuition is a word sometimes we say without any meaning, without any real meaning. We say,
Yeah.
oh, we will do this way, but intuition is very concrete.
Yeah.
Intuition is when we have a skill that we have repeat so much that it becomes second nature. So our resources are free to focus on something else.
Yeah.
And it gets to the point where you don't know how you know, it's just automatic. And that is the whole purpose of the book, helping people to get from not knowing how to read people to do it automatically. And then you will see so much more when you have someone in front of you. I remember I was playing this game of cards with one of my friends. It was my friend and my wife. And in this game, because we were three, at the end, my wife and I were together and we were learning to play this game. So we didn't know the rules. And at some point I said, look, I think the game is going nowhere because you have these cards in your hand, you have these cards in your hand, and you think you look at this one, and this one is not the one we want. We want this one. And then she was like, "How do you know?" Because you told me, like, when you look at I saw it, and for me, it's now like second nature. That's why
Yeah.
no one plays, but it's true. And I think it's for me is just this kind of wish I had when I was doing mentalism where I couldn't do this.
Right.
Like I was like hoping this to be real, but I hope it so much that I get obsessed to try to find an answer. And I think the closest answer, as for now, maybe there is more answers out there, but the one I found was in this year.
Wow. That sounds. That sounds really, really good. I mean, to be fair, I've only heard good things from other people, so I'm not surprised. But um, when you get the next batch, will there be any available for sale, or are they all spoken for?
Sorry again?
Okay, so you say you're getting more
Yes.
books. Yeah. Are they all spoken for, or are any of them available for sale?
Yeah. So I I released this year last year, at
Mm-hmm.
the end of last year, and now last month we sold out. We was 500 copies. I thought I would sell 30, but 500 copies are
Yeah,
gone. And now we have a lot of people who reserve their copy, but we have a batch coming soon, and we will have 500. So I hope these ones last for the rest, maybe the rest of the year or a few months.
yeah.
So they will be available at my website. And now there are still people like reserving some copies.
Nice. Well, yeah, I definitely want one. I definitely want one. Yeah. Um, is it possible to do like a Zoom or in a Skype call or on a video phone?
Uh, a video from what?
Is it possible to perform the seer via Zoom or a video call?
Yeah, it is possible. The thing is, many times on Zoom there is a small delay,
Right.
and every time there is a delay, I you have like a percentage of information that is missing.
Ah,
You
yeah.
know. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, I will give you a simple example.
Okay.
When you
So,
are doing a witch hunt,
yeah.
you need to you need to know how the people react to different stimulus. So, for
Right.
example, one stimulus, one of them that is in the seer, is you
Yeah.
touch their hands.
Okay.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, so for example, I'm talking with you and I say like maybe I feel very I think I know where you have it, and I just touch your hand, and that reaction that you have in that moment will tell me if is there or not.
Right.
And that's after I touch and after I see that, I have a decision to make. That is open that hand or open that hand.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
on Zoom, for example, I could do something like this, or I
Yeah.
could something like the right hand is, but this small delay it make it slower for me to see the reactions or
Right.
see
Yeah.
the thing, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah.
it's not something only you see, and I always talk to people about this. It's also you kind of you interpret the whole energy of the person,
Right.
you know. So it's the whole tension that they have. So when you touch, you don't only see, you feel the tension changing. You feel when they push back, you feel when they push in. You're not paying attention to it, but you feel it. So
Yeah.
that is all the things that are coming on, you
Okay.
know. So
Yeah.
in Zoom, if I talk long with one person, I think, and I show other things,
Mm-hmm.
I can test, you know. If I
Yeah.
show you
Yeah.
like a card trick, another thing,
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm only asking because I do a lot of Zoom shows, and it would be fun to be able to do that on Zoom. But yeah, um, before I forget, what is your website? I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it on Zoom so people can check out your website. What is your website?
My website is
Yeah.
rukamind.com.
Oh wait.
Rukamind is
Yeah.
RUKA mind.com. I can share it so you can
Yeah.
see.
Um. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Oh, Luke of mine. Sorry. I put mines. Okay, with no X. Sorry, everybody. Okay, there we go. Boot your mind. Um, beautiful, beautiful. So let's see. Uh, what are some of your other effects that uh, I might know, or might not know? But
Yeah, I well, more than my effects, I can share with you about the effects I have released. I have released Spirit Animal, which is another reading system,
yeah, I just saw that today. Yeah, yeah.
and, and I also released. I have a community that I run about meaningful mentalism,
Right.
because I really believe that mentalism is more than tricks and illusions. Like mentalism have a whole aspect of things, like rituals, like
Mm-hmm.
genuine connection, and from an artistic point of view.
Yeah.
So in that community, we explore that. So I have the fortune of traveling all around the world. So I every time I go and I find someone inspiring, someone that kind of somehow sparks some inspiration in me.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many interesting conversations that I wish the community could know about. So in Rukam in Rewe is the community. I every month I share a long conversation, like an hour conversation in live in person with
Mm-hmm.
one of these people. And from everywhere, for example, I had some magicians like Juan Colas, but I also had some energy healers like
Nice.
Rowan. I had people from the area of hypnosis, people from, I recently had someone from in China. It is with, there was this friend of mine who his father was a shaman in his,
Mm.
he was
Mm-hmm.
the connection between the god and the village
Oh
in
wow.
China. And
Yeah.
he was doing very interesting thing effect where he cut his tongue, he put some blood in the thing, and he blessed the people, and he's speaking different language. It's very very crazy. And he was a businessman, so he was going to the jobs most of the year, but when the time comes in this sacred week where people have to do these rituals, he has to come back and do the ritual for the village because he was chosen.
Wow.
And it was an interesting conversation. So this kind of conversations is the one we have, uh, and 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 that is one of my projects as well. And I share one routine, one effect every month, so people can do something, can
Mm-hmm.
try an effect, try a routine. So
Nice.
that's also fun. And the last thing that is not published that is really fun is that I start to do my new show now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And in China, I start in Chile. And now in China, because they start to ask me for some shows, I say like, yeah, I have this other show I'm testing. I don't know how it goes. Because the name is Shaman, the new show.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah.
It's inspired in because 2 years ago I went to Chile and I decided to go to the south and try to find some sorcerers
Mm-hmm.
or witches or
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
I went there, I talked to anyone. It was very hard to find until I found one. And I realized the witches and the sorcerers in Chile, they were not sorcerers or witches actually. This
Mm-hmm.
is the name the Catholic kind of church
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Catholic they
Yeah.
put them.
Yeah.
But originally they were the shamans.
Mm.
They were the shamans from the tribes who were living in Chile before. And
Wow.
that's the name they got. So actually I met one of them, and then I met another one who also teach me some stuff about energy, about how the things works, and it's so fascinating. So now I created this show called Shaman in a way to share my experience with not only those shamans, but the shamans I'm meeting along the way, and how I'm experiencing my life now in more shamanic
Yeah.
way.
Right.
So that's interesting. It's not published. Like, I mean, the only way is to see the show,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's something that have my heart and my
Oh
energy.
yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Uh, yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope I get to see that. I hope I get to see that one day. That sounds a lot of what I've been going through recently in my own life. Um, so I can definitely relate to that. I've been kind of backing away from doing magic and doing what I consider to be real magic, like energy work and really trying to read people's minds and without using a trick. If I have to use a trick, then I use a trick. But I really try and read the person's mind first. Um,
Mm.
so it's been a very interesting journey for me. And I just happened to see your group earlier today, and I most probably will join because it really sounds like something I can get into. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I started the group same as this year. I thought maybe 20 people will come
right?
and they will join, and they will, because I want to share my interest in these kind of things, and I think there is something more. I think we
Yeah,
can create meaningful things. And now we have 100 people in the group.
that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we do. I try to do like meetings often. Of course, I'm traveling most of the time, but when I have
right,
time, like we have a
right.
meeting and we have like live sessions and cool stuff. So
Yeah,
that's my goal. At the end, it's a way for me to find people like you, like people that resonate with what
yeah,
our journey, like our own tribe. That that's what I like about this.
yeah, yeah. Well, you've probably met or at least talked to people like Pablo and Mira,
Yeah.
who's a very good friend of mine, or Kenton Nepper, who is the one who initially got me into doing interview work on a one-on-one basis. And occasionally I do it in my show, but recently I haven't had too many opportunities to perform that. But I'm getting that's where I'm headed as far as my own personal journey. Um,
Mm.
but anyway, this isn't about me today. This is about you. Um, let me ask you. I mean, you've already sort of touched on this, but um, do you believe that magic is real?
Well, I
If
think the word,
if, if not, it's okay. But I really want to hear
yeah,
your opinion.
yeah, yeah. I think when I think about this, it's like when maybe 4 years ago, there was I was in Chile. I happened to be in Chile because I was visiting, and there was this eclipse.
Mm,
So you have to buy some glasses, and I was there in the street, and suddenly everyone stopped. Everyone started with these glasses, and everyone was looking up, and you see how the sun start to disappear, and suddenly you look around and it's complete night for maybe a few minutes, and then it comes day again. It's beautiful. It's incredible. And I think when people don't believe in magic, for me, it seems like this. When someone tells me they don't believe in magic, and it feels like this. It feels like there is a big ball of fire going around the earth in the sky, and suddenly he do it every day. But sometimes there is another big ball of a rock that covers it completely, and it creates this perfect aura in the sky that you can see and feel, and somehow it feels like something is different in this moment, and then it goes away, and then someone next to you tells you, you know what, that's nothing, that's just the moon covering the sun.
Right.
It's like, yes, so what, it's still magical.
Yeah.
So I think I think magic is more like it's a feeling on a way. It's how we feel, but also I think magic is how we are meant to experience the world. Magic is we think in that way, we experience the world in that way. When we are talking with when my wife was away from me and we were having like long distance, I was in Chile, she was in Poland, and we talk, somehow we feel closer. That's not true. We were still same distance, but we experience different. So
Yeah.
I think magic is this beautiful way of how we can experience reality, not in a materialistic way, but in an abstract way, in a symbolic way. And that is what we call magic. And I think don't believe in that is ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, well, I agree 100%, and I like the way you talk about it. I find it ironic that I know a lot of people who are full-time mentalists who don't believe in mind
So
reading.
funny for me. And
You know,
you know why it's funny? Is because I was one of them.
I I'll be honest, I was too. I was too.
I so I was one of the most skeptic, like non-believer, like completely rationalistic
Yeah,
person
yeah,
at 100%.
yeah,
And coming from there, I know now how, like, how I have I now I feel like a mentalist either become ultra skeptic, like completely into the thing and trap on his own self, or he realizes the magnificence of the world. He stay on mentalism long enough to realize he knows nothing, and then he believes. Like
yeah,
that's the only two ways. I
yeah,
think we because we fly so close to the moon, to the sun.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
either you stay in yourself and kind of suffer the way, or you give up, because is I think it's anyone who stay long enough, it has to give up at some point. It's like, okay, this is,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't understand everything, you know.
yeah, yeah. Exactly right. Yeah, yeah. Um, I had a follow up. When you're performing uh, with either in front of an audience or one on one, what do you think is the three most important aspects of um, the relationship between you and your participant?
Mhm. One of the most important things for me is presence.
Mm-hmm.
And with presence, I don't know. In Spanish, we use the word presence to when someone has presence is equivalent to someone who is handsome, but I'm not referring to
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not referring to that. It's
Well,
presence. I
thank
mean,
you. Thank you. I mean, no.
with presence, I mean being in the present moment, being right here, right now. I
Right.
think the audience can feel where is your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And if your attention is not here now, it's cuts all possible connection.
Oh yeah.
Because but when they feel the opposite, when they feel your attention is like energy, your attention is your energy, and
Mm-hmm.
if your energy is here and you are putting energy in speaking, in talking, in making a thought coherent and
Yeah.
expressing something in your body, even if you're not like like you have some energy and strength. When that happen, I think the people feel it.
Yeah.
It's not possible to not react to that kind of intensity.
Right.
So I think that presence for me is key. That's one of the things. The other thing I can call, I think is, I don't want to use this word because it's very used, but it's kind of authenticity.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
many times we say and we don't know what it means. But
Right.
what I mean with authenticity is that whatever you're sharing with the audience, if something that matters to you beyond your own kind of beyond yourself,
Mm-hmm.
a bit of selfless act, like
Mm-hmm.
what we are doing is more important than you and me, and we are sharing an experience, we are creating something that was not here before, we are like shaping a new reality, we are and and this matters to me, and that's why I'm sharing it
Mm-hmm.
to you, because I feel it will matters to you as well. That kind of feeling of authenticity, of doing something I believe in, so doing something like that I think is really important.
Yeah.
and and maybe yeah, like maybe third, I don't know, there are so many, so I will pick
Yeah.
just one
Yeah.
of the ones left.
It's
I think
okay.
it's
You can get more than three. You can
yeah,
get, yeah.
I think it's being open to receive, because when you are performing you are also receiving something from the audience,
Yeah.
and you're not only receiving their what they are saying or what they are not saying or their reactions, you are receiving information, but you're receiving also um like yeah, this is the thing. In a performance, we sometimes when we do when I also did magic, and when I did like sleight of hands,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this on the mirror.
Yeah.
So in the mirror, I don't need anyone else. So I can make the mistake of performing like I am performing on the mirror, like no one is there, and doesn't matter what the person do. But I
Yep.
think a performance is not a one-way route. Especially in mentalism, it's a two-way route.
Yeah.
And what I mean with listening and opening to receive is you're opening to receive also from the people. So
Right.
it's not
If it,
something I create and I put inside of,
yeah.
it's something we co-create
Right.
it
If
to make the experience.
yeah. If a relationship between you and
Yeah,
the other person
yeah.
is
It's not
that's
one way.
yeah.
It's both
Exactly.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I call that making a connection with the other person. Whether I'm doing custom balls or if I'm doing like a very like shamanic type, feel the energy move from my hands into yours type thing. Um, if that connection slash relationship has not been made, it it, it doesn't matter. You know
Yeah.
that I think Peter Turner said it once in a Penguin lecture. I mean, I've heard it before, but for some reason, when he said it, it kind of hit me in the forehead, which was if I have 5 minutes with a person, I have a choice to make. Uh, do I do a trick for 5 minutes, or do I really try and form a relationship? And I choose to form a relationship, whether or not or make a connection, whether or not I end up doing a trick is in my mind secondary. I think it's far more important to make that connection and try and build a relationship, even if it's only for that 5 minutes. Uh, I think you said earlier something to the effect of, you know, I, maybe you didn't say it. If you didn't say it, I don't know where it came from, but I this is what I heard. Something to the effect of my purpose here as a magician is not just to entertain, but to you didn't say it like this, but you said something similar. Uh, it's about making that relationship and helping people grow. Um, you know, uh, anybody can be an entertainer. I don't consider myself an entertainer. I consider myself when everything is stripped away. I consider myself a healer. You
Mm.
know, um, um, and that's my main goal. Whether I'm doing a card trick or whether I'm doing a bizarre effect.
Nice.
Um, anyway, my mind is going off
Yeah. I think
in
we
this,
we I
yeah,
think now we somehow, especially now in the modern era, we try to separate things. Like we try to kind of
yeah,
somehow specialize and break things apart that not always are meant to be separated. So, for example, is the showmanship really separated from the healing process?
oh,
Is
right,
it? Maybe not really. And
yeah,
maybe never was meant to be separated.
yeah,
And if you, or I have a good friend, um, maybe you know Aaron Alexander, who his name.
we've met. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
we're friends.
So we were
We've met.
talking every year. We try to make a small convention with Aaron. We last time we did in Germany. This year I don't know, with Aaron and Anthony Jacquin, the three of us.
Okay,
We try to do
yeah,
something.
yeah.
We have done it last 2 years, and in one of these we were talking, and Aaron was sharing with me that there was this study with outliers. So people who do certain therapies, and we try to see what therapies do better. And suddenly one person do like super good and one person do super bad. So what usually is done is that, okay, these people doesn't count, and we count the rest. But some people start to say, okay, what if we start to study these people that do super good? Why they do so good? And they found things like the connection with the people, charisma, the things, all these kind of extra. I think it was called common factors, or so there are extra layers that make something good, like
Okay.
in this case was in the realm of therapy, psychological therapies and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So he was sharing how much is important the things from performance. So for example, when a performer go to the stage and says the same thing he said every night, but every night it feels like he's saying it for first time, and people feel it like if it's just the first time he did it. That feeling in therapy, it's called. But in therapy, when the person is starting, usually they tend to have very good results,
Yeah.
and the more they study, the lower results they have. And it tends to be because they lose that the kind of the showmanship, the thing, the state where they present, all the things that we have, because in our or in our job as a showman, as an
Mm-hmm.
entertainer, is very explicit. If you don't deliver that, it's not valid. It's very obvious. So we need to keep up at the top, So it's kind of part of the business, but uh,
Right.
other people will be very benefit from that. But the same for us in the other way. Like sometimes we focus on entertaining, fun, and we lose that there's much healing in connection, in sharing experiences, in sharing vulnerability, in
Yeah.
and we stop doing that. And because all these things were all together in the past, they were not like so separate. The doctor and the psychotherapist and the shaman mixed with the entertainer or the consultant or the leader were all together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if there is a space for that, but I think I like to live my journey as an artist, that to come back to that roots. And I don't pretend to heal anyone, but I think healing is something that is inherent in the thing.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
it cannot
Yeah.
be stripped out if you go to the origin.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I'm not saying I have any special healing abilities. I'm not saying anything like that. But I think if you go back in the history of magic, the early magicians were holy people, like everywhere, not just like the early shamans,
Yeah, yeah,
and the early rabbis knew knew magic. Um, so
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, I was just mentioning quickly. When I mentioned I went to Chile to meet the shamans,
Right,
and one
yeah,
of the shamans I met, he was doing some kind of show. It was not a show really. It was like he make a fire and we talk around the fire. So he was like giving the experience of how it was way before. But when I see this is a show,
right, yeah,
And then the other shaman also, he doesn't he's they are not entertainers. They're
right,
healers. They are proper, like they
yeah,
are there to
right,
heal.
right,
And so that's it's like, okay, they are healer, but all the concepts of all the things we know that somehow are weaving in between the lines.
right,
And yeah, so it's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see that it's there. It's not like it didn't happen because we think, oh, the shamans in the past. The shamans are still here.
yeah,
They are not in the past. They are
right,
living in the south of Chile and in the mountains in China, and they are living in Mongolia, and they are living here.
yeah.
It's not something that happened like years ago as
Oh
well.
no, yeah, oh no,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm with you 100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
just that comment because of you say. I think yeah.
Well, I'm saying going back in history,
No. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I think I
yeah,
find you very right what you say. Like it's very
yeah,
accurate.
yeah. Um, and I think part of my point was that a lot of magicians and mentalists today have forgotten that part. You know, because they either and I'm not saying this is wrong, but they either in it just for the money, or they're in it just to make a name for themselves, or just to be an entertainer. Um, but I'm more of what you were saying before, that it has to be all encompassing. They have, again, like a relationship. It has to be a relationship between all of that. It, again, this is just my opinion. Um, it has it all has to be related. Otherwise, there's no point to it, in my opinion. I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but
Yeah.
it does to me. Um,
Yeah. I think I remember I was talking with this one of the shamans. He's the shaman in Chile are called Machi. I met the
okay,
Machi, and the Machi is with a Lahuenche. The Lahuenche is the helper of the healer.
okay.
And I was talking with this Lahuenche, and she told me, "Yeah, I was telling you what I do and what I wanted to learn from them." And he just, yeah. And she told me in their culture, in the cosmovision of the Mapuche,
Hmm.
there is a space for everything. So there
Yeah,
is this, everyone have a role, and everyone there is a space for everyone.
yeah,
So there is a space for a machi, and the role of the machi is to be a machi, to heal. My role is to help the machi and heal the people. And she looked at me and she said, "And you are an artist. Your role is you have your role. So there is a space for everything. There is a space for you, and there is a space for the machi." And
hmm,
based on that, I feel as well there is a space for people who want to entertain and want to bring joy and want to bring
yeah,
like excitement,
yeah,
but also there is a space for people who want to bring connection and want to bring vulnerability, and which is a different journey. And I think there is a space
yeah.
for everything. I think the
Oh, yeah,
important is
yeah,
to
yeah,
find our own call.
yeah,
And I think our calls are similar, at least from
yeah,
what we talk.
yeah,
uh,
yeah. It
like
sounds
we are
like
in
it.
this similar path.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that anything else is wrong. I've been, if a part of the journey for me was, I have to be better at sleight of hand in order for my magic to be better. Well, mm, yes and no. It's not, you know. Anyway, um, we have about a little bit more than 5 minutes left. Um, is there anything that you like to talk about or promote, or um, anything?
Yeah. Well, I don't have much things
Yeah.
to share. Just if anyone who is listening, you are interested on these kind of things, not only from me, but in Rewe, which is the my platform,
Mm-hmm.
I interview people talking about these topics. Like we have talked about these healers, shamans, real experience of magic, how you create real magic, and how these we have amazing performance. For
Mm-hmm.
example, one of my mentors is there, who is Juan Esteban Varela, like brilliant
Mm.
guy from Chile, who created a show for blind people. Imagine
Uh,
you create
yeah.
a show that everyone who is blind can see a magic show. Well, they
Yeah.
don't see it, but
Right.
you so it's
Yeah.
amazing.
They see it. They see it up
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. You see it
Yeah.
in your mind, yeah.
Yeah.
And also we have Jan Becker, for example, one of the legends of Germany
Yeah.
and in mentalism. we have Chen Ting, which is like really one of the most respected mentalists in Asia. We have so all these conversations are there, and exploring all these interesting topics. I think because this conversation, I think, is what make us better, or what make us find ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we feel, oh, I resonate with that. Oh, I resonate, and now we are a bit more clear on what we want, or where we want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good point. Yeah. Thank you, Manuel, for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're kind of relaxing a little bit now, but you've been. Where are you going next? Where are you going after this?
After this, I may stay in Poland for a few months. Maybe I go to Berlin for a project, but then I go to US. I will spend in US sometimes because I will do penguin magic,
Oh,
penguin
okay.
life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
I go to Columbus,
Yeah.
Ohio to do a penguin life,
Wonderful. Yeah.
and then I will attend to Magic Life.
Beautiful.
So that will be fun.
Bill goes to Magic Life, don't you, Bill? Yeah.
Nice. Then I will
Yeah.
see you in Magic Life, Bill.
Yeah. Cool. And Doug goes there too. Doug has his camera off, but yeah,
Yeah.
he just
Yeah,
gave
it's
us.
first time I'm going to Magic
I've
Life.
never been. I've never been. So I hope you have a great time. Um, I probably can't make it this year, but I will try and make it next year or the year after. I really want to go back to Blackpool. So my goal is to go back to Blackpool next year. So
Mm,
if that's where all my funds are
nice.
going.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Manuel, it's a pleasure seeing you again. And getting to know you a little bit and see that we are fairly similar, and I'm definitely gonna try and join your group.
Yeah, next time I go to New York, let's meet up, because
Oh,
I
please,
this time I
yes,
was,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. By the way, do you know Enrique Enriquez?
No, I know about him, but I
Okay.
don't know him personally.
Um, maybe next time you're in New York, maybe we can all have coffee together. He's a wonderful
Oh,
human being.
nice.
We
He's from
yeah,
New York. He lives
yeah,
in New York.
he lives in
I didn't know. Okay, I
as
didn't know.
as of a year and a half ago he did. I the last time we talked was about a year and a half ago, but we used to
Nice.
go have coffee. There's a nice coffee shop down in his
Okay.
neighborhood. So yeah,
I I will
um,
plan a next visit to New York then.
yeah, definitely. That'll give me an excuse to get back in touch with him because
Yeah.
he's a wonderful guy. Anyway,
Yeah.
as are you. So thank you again for being here, and don't go anywhere yet because I'm just gonna put you backstage for a moment, and then we can say goodbye in a minute. Okay?
Yeah.
Uh, so thank you again, everybody. Manuel Larté, and yeah, excellent, excellent. So wow, I could have kept going talking with Manuel today, but it's a lot later for him than it is for me. It's only 5 o'clock where I'm at, and it's probably around 11 for him. So um, yeah. Anyway, very nice to talk with him today. Next week, another friend of mine who the last time we spoke was about a year ago. He was here in New York with his wife and brand new baby at the time. Um, He has been dubbed the Houdini of Ireland. His name is Steve Spade, and he's not only an escape artist, but he's also a master musician and mentalist. He's performed on TV in Ireland and has a number of shows that he's done in the past few years, and he agreed to be on the show. He's always busy, but he's my friend, so he's gonna be here, and I'm very happy about that. So, having said all that, please remember to keep it strange, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.
You've been watching Beyond Belief with your host, Tommy Burnett. Thank you to Manuel Luarté. See you next time. Next week's guest is Steve Spade, Saturday, May 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, that was fun.
Very good, very good.